My husband said he didn't need my love. He lost his mind when I stopped giving it. Gerald and I had been together for 20 years and had 2 kids, Ruby, who's 12, and Max, who's 10. For the first 15 years, everything was good. We were a team, raising babies, building careers, making a home. But once the kids got older and didn't need us every second, I noticed Gerald had completely checked out of our marriage. He'd come home, eat dinner, then sit on his phone scrolling through sports forums until bed. Weekends, he'd watch football or play video games for 8 hours straight. When I'd try to talk to him, he'd grunt responses without looking up. I'd sit right next to him, and he'd angle his body away like I was bothering him. I tried everything to reconnect with us. I'd plan date nights and he'd spend them checking work emails and texting his fantasy football league. I'd buy lingerie, and he'd say he was too tired, then stay up until 2 watching YouTube videos. I'd suggest couples activities like wine tasting or cooking classes, and he'd say that wasn't his thing. I'd cook his favorite meals from scratch and he wouldn't notice, just eat while staring at his phone. I'd write him love notes in his lunch and find them crumpled in his car's cup holder. I'd send flirty texts during the day and get one-word replies 6 hours later. I made this jar where we could write things we loved about each other, and his side stayed empty for months. I begged him to go to the gym with the kids and me. He said he was fine how he was, and gyms were scams. I asked him to come to Ruby's dance recitals or Max's baseball games. He said one parent was enough, and they probably didn't notice anyway. I bought us this couple's questionnaire game to do together, and he said it looked stupid. I suggested therapy, and he said only broken people need therapy, and we were perfectly fine. When I'd cry and say I felt alone in our marriage, he'd roll his eyes and say I was being dramatic, that we were happy, that I expected too much from him like some romantic movie. He'd point out that he worked 40 hours a week, didn't drink too much, didn't hit me, didn't cheat, like those were accomplishments instead of the bare minimum for being human. He'd say other wives would kill for a husband who left them alone instead of demanding attention all the time like some needy toddler. About 18 months ago, we had this huge fight where I told him I needed him to try, to show me he loved me somehow, to act like he even liked me or wanted me around. He laughed and said I was too needy and exhausting. He said he didn't need me to do all that extra stuff, and I was creating problems where there weren't any. He said if I wanted to waste my energy on pointless romantic gestures, that was my choice. But don't expect him to do the same because that wasn't who he was. He actually said the words, "You knew who I was when you married me," like being lazy and selfish was some core personality trait I had to accept. That's when something clicked for me. He was right. It was my choice. So I chose to stop. I stopped planning dates, stopped buying lingerie, stopped cooking elaborate meals and just made basic food for the kids and me, stopped writing notes or sending texts, stopped asking about his day or trying to cuddle at night, stopped planning birthday parties or anniversary celebrations, stopped begging him to join family activities, stopped everything extra I'd been doing. Instead, I joined a book club that met on Tuesday evenings, started taking hot yoga classes on Thursday nights, went to coffee with friends on Saturday mornings while he slept until noon, joined a hiking group that did trails on Sundays, got certified to teach fitness classes at the community center, started learning Spanish through an app and practiced with my friend Maria. I got in the best shape of my life, read dozens of books, made actual friends who asked how I was doing and cared about the answer, learned to make pottery, hook up photography. Gerald didn't notice for months. He seemed perfectly content with us being roommates who happened to share kids. We hadn't had sex in almost a year and he never mentioned it once. We never went out together and he didn't care. I stopped saying I love you and he never said it either. He'd walk past me like I was furniture. Then his birthday came last week. I had the kids make him cards with construction paper and told him to order whatever takeout he wanted for dinner. That was it. No cake, no gift, no special breakfast, no surprise party, no weekend getaway, nothing extra. Just another Thursday with Chinese food. He seemed confused but didn't say anything until Sunday when he absolutely exploded out of nowhere. Full story on channel, link below.